So this is one thing that is going to blow your mind, at least it blows mine. So Booster auto scales automatically out of the box without configuring anything. So any Booster application is ready from minute one to handle 1, 10, or 50 requests per second, or even thousands. But then afterwards, let's gonna see this in real time. So here you can see, let's gonna first log in the same conference that Mick was. Here we should see the 203, I think, yeah, 203 questions that we had in that conference. So what we're going to do now is that we are going to send, to do a load test, sending 2,000 requests per second, and those requests are going to be likes. They're going to choose one question randomly, and they're going to, it's going to like it. So here the questions are sorted by the number of likes. So we should see this in real time going up and down as the likes come. And we also should see this global counter of likes being incremented as the test is executed. On the left, you can see the artillery script to do the load test. Well, artillery is a tool to do load testing, as many of you probably already know. And here you can see the configuration. We are going to send 2,000 requests per second during 20 seconds. So the final global counter should be 40,000. You can see that the requests that we are sending are mutations, which represent commands in Booster applications. And those commands are going to be like, and we're going to use, as I said, random questions from the CSV question that we have. So let's gonna run it. Oh, by the way, I'm using the serverless artillery, the serverless version of artillery, because my laptop can't handle this amount of requests per second. So this version just spawns several lambdas, and there you can put any, you can use any load that you want to use for your application. Let's gonna start it now. So it's invoking the lambda. All right, we should see here now. Okay, here they are, the likes coming. As you can see, questions are being sorted by likes, and we can see the global here counter being incremented. While this finished, so let's gonna take a look at, let me put this aside so you can see what's happening under the hood. So as I said, we are sending 2,000 command requests per second, and those commands are doing data validation. And then after that, they are going to store a question like event. That question like event is going to be reduced by the question entities. And here Booster will respect the relative order of all those events, question like events that go to a specific question entity instance, a specific questions. So after that reduction is finished, then those entities are going to be projected into a grid model so that we can query them from the interface. So here you can see that the number of likes is correct, which is 40,000, and the test is finished. So this was really quick. Let's gonna think about what really happened, about the complexity that was under the hood. All the requests were write requests, GraphQL mutations, which means that they are not cached. And they do a lot of work. They are not simple hello world requests. As I explained, they are doing data validation, storing events, doing reductions, and doing projecting data, etc., etc. Also, this is just one application. You may think, hey, why you didn't use a higher number, 10,000 requests per second? That would be okay, but we are using the AWS serverless provider. In this case, it has an arbitrary limit in the amount of requests per second that we can send through the API gateway in this case. But you can increase it. You can ask for the limit increased. And also, you can even use multiple applications connected with, for example, the Kafka Rocket that we saw in the Nix demo. So you can handle any amount of load that you want. But what I really want to highlight here is the huge complexity that was completely cleared up so that the developer doesn't need to think about this. Here, there is a lot of database management, queries, etc. You don't see any of them. Here, we are handling all the requests in parallel so that we can respond really quick. That those requests that generate events, we are reducing all those events, respecting the relative ordering and ensuring that the data is not corrupted. But you don't need to think about that. And also, when we are projecting the entities into the read models, we are like managing several streams of data in parallel. There we could face some race conditions that you don't need to deal with, because Booster already applies several techniques that ensures that those race conditions are not happening anymore. For example, one of them is optimistic concurrency. So yes, as I said, for me, this is mind-blowing. Imagine the amount of time that we are saving from a developer that doesn't need to deal with any of this.